fellow Minecrafters, Rusty Lagger here. Let's get started with showing you this, I guess you could call it a random tim picker. I don't know, I'm not really sure what it is, but it picks between one of the two outputs, and I'm pretty sure that it's equal chance. I've tested it fairly well, and the reason I built this was because I'm using it in a game I'm making. I'll show a bit more than a minute. But here's what it does. You see, here's the first output, here's the second output. I got them set to red and blue at the moment. And the input is here. So as you can see, we should get... Where did the stone go? Should have worked. Why are you making me look bad? There we go. Blue. Red. Red. Blue. Red. As you can see, it's random. It's no pattern to it at all. It should average out. So the way it's working is the dropper's doing all the randomization. It's either putting a piece of stone or a piece of wood, a wooden sword, into the system. The wooden sword continues right around this path here, around the top. As you can see, these are all interlinked, and it comes past this one here, activating the blue. The red, for the red, the stone comes out, gets to here, and is then filtered down into here. Comes along, and over into the dropper here, where it makes this up to 42, which pushes this redstone dust onto here, which activates the text, and it powers the two droppers here, lifting the item back up into here and resetting the system. So it's not too complicated to see what's going on. It could probably be made a little more compact, but every time I tried to do that, I ran into issues with either this button here, powering the dropper here, or some of the powering system from here interfering with the hoppers over here. So I had it all squished in to start with. So it's spaced out a little more than I'd like. You may recognize this little piece here. It's fairly commonly used for the filters. So let's get started and we'll just build this up. So first block, this is going to be where the repeater is for the filter. So this is the lowest point. Where am I going? I am way up with this. There we go. Comparator. Make sure it's set to on. To dust. Repeater. Torch. Now this hopper, I believe, has to face off to the side that way. So we'll just do it like that. This one here needs to face into there, and this one needs to face around like that. Now we need to get the dropper in place. And from there we can work backwards quite easily and make the top loop. Okay, so now we're just going to build over from here, some temporary blocks, and get the two droppers in place. And we can put in our last hopper there. Okay, now we want to get a comparator onto the bottom dropper over here to get the signal. I did put that into negative mode again, there, that's our output, and I believe this is also, nope, there. Stop misclicking. Dust on there and repeater there. Right, I think that is everything except for the command blocks, and oh, better do the output over here. This is just a comparator again. Doesn't really need either mode. And I just stuck a repeat on there because I can, because that's going to output a signal strength of 1, I think. Okay, so to load the rest of it up, all we're going to do now is load it up with everything it needs to get going. So start with the bottom down here. This needs 41. Guy above it needs 1. Then the first slot, actually. This guy over here needs 18 and then 4 singles. Guy below him needs 1. And this guy here, I like to put a full stack in. And a sword. If I could just grab a button now. And maybe some command blocks. And we'll just put in, say, say, B. We should have a working system. Red, red, blue, red, blue, red. Okay, you get it. So let me just clear all this off. And that's pretty much it for the video. I'm going to assume if you're building something that's complicated that you know what to do with the outputs, and the inputs can be pretty much anything as long as it's a pulse. So let's take a look at how I used it. This over here is my work in progress Connect 4 game. It's working quite fine. It's already got a turn system implemented, and the system down there was that I built out here was for the start to randomly pick who gets first turn. So if I hit it here, it'll say blue gets first turn, and I just connected the blue output up to a whole WIP command blocks that are clearing this row here. So it spawned this row of blue wool here, and it removed the row of red wool that was on this line over here. So that's what these are doing. And the other side just does the opposite. So that's allowing the teams to... Blue seems to be a little more favored. Yep, proved me right. Thank you. So yes, that controls whose turn it is completely. It's pretty cool. So I'm in the process of building this at the moment, and the next thing I want to add in, well, I've got two things to add in. I need to finish doing this system here where these blocks are. This is for if the column is full, so that you can't place another block. So those will remove once the column is full, stopping another block being placed where there's already a block. So I need to add in that system, which is probably going to go in here somewhere maybe. And then I need to add in the wind detection. I plan to do wind detection, and that in itself is going to be a headache because each win is 4 blocks, and I have to check to make sure all 4 blocks are there. And there's 69 winning combinations that places that could be happen, and then multiply that by 2 again. So we're looking at close to 500 command blocks, somewhere around there, all checking this small space for block combinations to determine the winner. Now, another key feature I'm doing is I'm trying to avoid clocks. I don't want a clock in the whole system. The wind detection will only be checked after each turn, which is easy enough to do. All I've got to do is connect into this gold wire here that I've already got, because that's where the turn complete happens, because this is where the turn gets swapped out over here after you have a turn. These here just reset the redstone blocks that these ones here spawn. And another key feature, I'll just go over one last feature I'm working on for this game, is the whole thing doesn't have a single coordinate typed in completely. There is not, you'll notice in all these commands, we're always using the tilde, always. There's no hard-coded in commands. And what this means is that this whole thing could be copy and pasted with mcedit or worldedit to a new location and it would 100% work without any effort from the owner, server owner, or whoever's making the map. It'll just work wherever you put it. The only thing you can't do is rotate it, but I may make another version just with it facing the other way, possibly. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. Because if I do that, then I'm sort of opening myself up to making 4 versions, because the entrance is only going to be on one side. Unless I make the entrance over this way, which is just going to make it really long and weird. So I probably won't do that. And when I rotate it around, I'll have to edit every single command block to adjust the offsets. Like 4 here might become -4, or 4 here might become 4 here, and nothing could be over there, stuff like that. It's a little confusing at first. It might be something that someone could write an MC edit filter for, but I'm definitely not that guy. So I am looking for help on this. If you want to help me out, just jump into my TeamSpeak. The IP will be down the bottom there, below the video. And obviously a microphone is required for that, and a decent age, not a squeaker. I don't want squeakers. It just hurts my head. So, till next time, guys. It's been Rusty Dagger. Keep playing.